I'm a living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior.
Okay.
Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm one half the dynamic duo known as Buddy V, killing it with the one and only.
Sam K. And shit, man, we got two phenomenal guests in the building as always. All the way from Street Beefs West Coast, we have the one, the only Flow Dub in the building.
Dub.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. And all the way from Streetbeefs Scrapyard, we have the one, the only. He might be yours. We have D.A.D in the building.
That's right. What's up, Scrapyard?
What's goody? What's goody?
Having a good night. I hope you gentlemen are doing good. And I'm excited because I've been wanting to talk to you both. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you both have a fight that has not been released yet, too, which I'm very excited to watch when it does happen. So I'm like, hey, all
Sure.
right. So I know, but we'll start off real quick with Flo Dub. I was
Oh yeah.
curious, who was your most recent opponent, if I may ask?
That was my first opponent, actually. Soldier of God.
What?
Yes,
And do you
sir.
feel like it was a different you this time?
Yeah, I felt like my skill was a lot better, but my athleticism was definitely lacking this time.
Real quick, didn't you have a fight with another guy about 2 months ago? I feel like I refed your fight.
Yeah, Max Spartan.
Yeah.
That was actually a real good fight that I enjoyed. I feel like you had a very
Thank you.
calm demeanor, but I was going to ask you if you felt that the tide of the fight really turned in round two, where you just land this head kick. Where I remember I saw it in the highlights, you could just see a perfect placement, and I feel like right after that, just nothing was the same. Everything was in your favor. I mean, how did you feel about
Sure.
that?
Yeah, it felt nice because first Soldier of God fight didn't really have any moments like that. Like I dropped them and you know, like I kept going, but didn't really have any dominating moments like that. But in that Max Spartan fight, I felt like I had it in the bag the whole time until those leg kicks came into play.
Yeah, looking
Absolutely.
back, I felt like it was, I thought you were going light, being respectful because in my opinion, it looked like a
Yeah,
mismatch. You know what I mean? Like Buddy said, you were kind of just relaxed, kind of sitting back waiting. And yeah, it felt like with this fight here with Soldier of God, he's been on a run lately. And it felt like finally we had good competition for you. Do you agree or no?
yeah, he's really good competition. I always knew we were gonna eventually fight each other again, and I've been trying to mentally prepare for it. Definitely really good competition. I feel like in the MMA department as well, because surprised me this fight. Definitely surprised me.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we'd talk about surprising is I know Samke and myself really enjoy this show, talking to fighters as they elevate and they grow. And recently, we've had a few people from the Columbia River Jiu Jitsu gym. And one of the members also on that team is D.A.D. And I mean, this elevation over these past few fights you've had, I've been able to see
That's
the
right.
growth and the change. I mean, I was going to ask, how do you feel that you've improved as a fighter too and everything else that you came to pull away from?
Uh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the
I mean, I
last
used to
part?
train myself, and I thought the training was coming along good, but I wasn't getting the gains I thought I should get. Nate, Fire Chicken hooked me up with Nate at Columbia River Jiu Jitsu, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's been leaps and bounds ever since. Every time I'm in there fighting now, I feel the difference. Every fight is better. Every fight's my best fight. So it's on to the next. We're getting wins. We're 3-0 since we joined the gym, so we're just gonna keep pushing. We're there 3 days a week. Columbia River Jiu Jitsu, Reptilian top team in Vancouver, and we're gonna keep killing it. We're gonna keep rising. We're gonna get that belt. Try to travel. I'm actually amateur boxing certified through USA Boxing now, so we're gonna try to get some of that in as well. But
Yeah.
we're just pushing, grinding every day.
Elevated like that. And who was your most recent opponent? Dad? Who was your most
Crazy
recent opponent?
Legs.
Oh, really?
Crazy Legs was my most recent opponent. Yeah, I
Nice.
got that unanimous decision. I felt like it was good. I used my jab well, kept my head moving, stayed off the cage. It was good. I put in that work.
Nice. Nice.
It's crazy because I've seen several of your fights, and man, it's crazy to see what a good gym and a good team can do for a fighter. Because I've noticed not only you getting better technically, but physically. I noticed because of course we got to do our research when we do these shows. So I'm going through some of your fights, and I'm looking at some of your early fights versus the fight that you had a month ago. I forgot the fighter you fought, but the conditioning I noticed,
Dynamic Duran.
the physicality, yeah, dynamic Naran, the physicality and the conditioning was there. Can you talk to us about that? Do you feel or notice any of these changes?
Oh yeah, definitely. The conditioning, I'm at a higher level now, I feel like, in conditioning. At the gym we do 5 minute rounds, and I be doing 8, 9, 5 minute rounds every time I'm at the gym, and going 5 minutes straight full on in a sparring match. Some of these guys I'm sparring are 210, bigger guys, heavy hitters. And when we get those hard rounds in on Friday, and your 5 minute rounds, and you're dead tired, and it's your eighth round, and you're fighting the coach, you know what I'm saying? He be putting that work in on you. That's when you really know if you're a fighter. You know what I mean? That's when you really gain all that, all that cardio is when you're actually super super tired, is where you get that from, and you're never really tired. I don't ever really feel like I'm tired. I feel like I always got more in the tank. So if you're gonna fight me, it's gonna be 3 rounds probably, and you're gonna have to. I'm gonna put the work on you, so you're gonna have to take it.
No diddy.
Yeah, I like to hear about training. I was actually gonna ask Flo Dub what some of your training style was too, because I feel like from your first fight to even your second fight, the shots that you picked were very calculated and they did the damage. Even from like your side kick to waiting for that pull back to the counter punch. I mean, I like your head movement. Yeah, I was curious. What's your training like?
Um, I usually I train. I say like most of the time 50%, maybe a little bit harder when we need to, but I like to train at a lower intensity so we could really work our technique, so we can experiment with new things. Like I really like using head movement even though I'm tall, and it really works. So I try to, and I always fight shorter fighters, so I figured I might as well just train with shorter fighters, and it really works for me. I figured that like my inside work, I feel like is better than some shorter fighters, I would say, because I've really been working on it, and I do a lot of boxing. I'm not gonna lie, I don't do a lot of cardio. That's why my cardio is not really good when I fight, but a lot of boxing, a lot of sparring, and a lot of jujitsu.
Nice. Well, shit, man, we saw that on full display in your most recent fight. I definitely want to I want to go over that fight in detail because several things took place in that fight, and you sounded a bit hard on yourself because when I look back at it, you had the majority of control between those rounds. I don't know if it went to 2 rounds or if it made it to the third, but you had you were winning the fight, in my opinion. Uh, do you wanna go over that first round with us?
Yeah, the first round, he came in hot. I kind of didn't feel like I can take his striking pressure, so I tried to find the first opening I could to take him down, and I took him down. It took a while to break out of his full guard. I kind of thought the fight was going to get stood up right there, and right there it would have been understandable because we were there for like probably 30 seconds just in full guard trying to get out.
Mhm.
And then I finally stood up, and then I got a little bit of ground and pound in, and then I really thought I had that heel hook, and I went for it, didn't work, and so I just tried to control him from the sprawl for as long as I could. I was gonna try to get some shots in because I felt like I was winning the round, and I didn't really have to do anything, but I wanted to do something and be an active fighter. So I wanted to go for a little bit more strikes, so I loosened my control, and then he backed up a little bit onto the cage, and that gave me the leverage to try to get that gilly in, and the guillotine didn't really work. So I think that's when I flipped him. Was that? Yeah, that was when I flipped him. So I, instead of going for the guillotine, I'd hit the reversal, and then there was like 2 3 seconds left, and then I had my knee on his arm, and I could have got a strike in, but it would have been excessive for no reason. And so the second round, I was feeling really confident from that first round. I felt like I really had it in the bag.
No, you definitely did. You definitely did. It was a bit of not knowing your background fully, or not knowing your background at all, and not fully knowing his background.
Hmm.
It was a little bit of a surprise because he did have some size on you, and I think the general idea is okay. This guy is going to come in hot, some heavy hands, and
Yeah.
you stayed calm. You were pretty relaxed, but still in control, and that leads us to the second round, which there was a discrepancy in how that round ended. Can you walk us through that part?
Yeah, so the initial thought process when I was going through the round was he came in really hot the first round. And I looked back about the fight pass, and I looked back, and I really been studying the fight. And I believe that I blocked all of the strikes on the feet up to that point, but I didn't want to chance it because I was up on the cage, and I felt like I had to resort to wrestling, or else I wouldn't have. Might have not made it through the first round. He could have knocked me out because he came in hot, and I had no answer besides the double leg. And again, had no answer but the double leg. And I tried, and I'm watching, and he sprawled, and went on the cage. And so my initial thought process was, okay, I got him on the cage. He's going for a choke. Let me get out the choke, get his arms out. And then I got his arms out, and I believe that took about 45 seconds to a full minute. And it was getting a little, okay, you guys are doing too much right then. But then that was when we were by the door, and I started going for another double leg, and then I pushed him on the other side of the cage. And in my opinion, I feel like that's when the time should have reset. It shouldn't be counted with the previous time that we're on the cage, because now we're engaging in different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I understand.
now he still has his arm around my neck again because I went for the double and he defended it. And now I'm working to get my legs around one of his legs, and then I'm working to get his arm behind his back. And I do it, and then I get my really wish I had someone to show it, but like I get my legs around his legs, and then I pass his arm to the arm that I had behind his back, so my right arm can work. and then I start going for his waist, and I'm breaking the video down, and like I'm literally going to lift, and like I believe like 3 or 4 seconds prior, Wero was going to break it up, but then he saw that I got his arm behind his back and I'm working a little bit more, and he backed up a little bit, and that's when I went for the waist, and I was going to try to go for another double, but I know I had the leverage this time because his arm couldn't defend, and then he broke it up, and I felt like that was really, really crucial to the round because I just wasted a lot of energy for that double leg. Like, I believe that was three, maybe just two, but it was still a long time, like a minute, minute and a half. We were fighting on the, yeah, yeah, minute, minute and a half. We
It was
fighting
the
on the
whole
cage.
round, basically.
Yeah,
It was, but so here's the thing, right? Especially with me being a ref, and I was right there behind Guedo, but also
uh-huh.
kind of at an angle where I could see what you were doing, but I could comprehend what Guedo was thinking, right?
Yeah,
Guedo's not he's not your MMA guy like that. You know what I'm saying? None of us are professional. We're volunteers. So keep that in mind, right? Um, I saw what you were doing with the maneuver behind his back. For those of you guys who weren't there, Flo Dub literally had this man's hands behind his own back. So these guys are facing each other. They're up against the wall. And if you're the referee standing behind Flo Dub, you may not
okay.
see what Flo Dub is doing behind the opponent's back because you guys are basically both leaned up against the cage. Weddle would have to be on the opposite side to see what your hands are doing, right? And I just so happen to see because I'm at a better, closer angle.
Hmm.
So Weddle made the call that he felt was best. But let's keep in mind, right? That doesn't dismiss all of your control time. It doesn't dismiss the fact that you dominated that round, right? So what happens is, yeah, you didn't get the submission because the ref stepped in. Cool. We can't afford to blow off the fight. That was your fight. You know what I'm saying? And to get in the moment, to be in the moment to the point in which you yourself lost the fight. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we could say whatever we want to say about the ref, but at the end of the day, you won that round. That was your round, regardless to what scenario took place.
But on that
And
point, like that's what I was thinking. And then, but like I was saying, my striking just wasn't there that night. And when he had came in, I really wanted to just shoot the double again, but I knew he was thinking about it. So I wanted to block, and then try to just grapple him and turn him to the cage and maybe strike him a little bit. I just wanted to block that gunfire and really work and try to actually secure the round. But he pretty he starched me. I'm not even gonna lie. He hit me pretty hard with that first shot. I saw black, saw stars a little bit, and then I really had to cover up. And then that double leg, like he really stuffed it and got the guillotine. And like at first I was thinking like, okay, yeah, that's still my round. Like he defended the takedowns, but I still controlled him against the cage. And with that arm behind the back, I have to win this round. But after that, I was like, nah, he just starched me. And that was 1-1 after that. And then I know if he wins in the end and that's the homie, I'm a feel some type of way. I just because it was 1-1 after that. That's the truth. Because he pretty much starched me.
I gotta disagree, bro. I gave you the first and second round. You
Really?
know, yeah, yeah. That's why, there was a good amount of us who were just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Truth be told, that was your fight, bro, and you flipped out. You know what I'm saying? And granted, we're all fighters. We all the heat of battle. I've been there. I'm sure many of us have. But you know what I mean? It's as a fan,
Yeah.
bro. I wanted to see round three. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was rooting for you mentally. I'm like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw what you were doing. and you were up against great opposition. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just thought that was interesting, and definitely wanted to get your take on it. You know what I'm saying? Especially me being a ref, also seeing Weto's point, but also seeing your point. You know what I'm saying?
You looking back on the
Hey,
videos and reflecting and stuff. I realized that yeah, I did lash out, and I should have gave my opponent at the very minimum the respect to finish in the battle. His last opponent, he didn't quit, but he got injured. It was the same thing, you know. So
Right.
like, I should have at least gave my opponent the respect. And I do see where Wales coming from. I just got to be more active next time. So I'm gonna just get in the gym and work it.
You know, I even brought up the point, if the ref doesn't see what you're doing, point it out. Like, hey man, come over here. Look what I'm doing. Look what I got. Look what I'm attempting. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
that was the situation. He didn't know what, you know, he thinks he sees an activity and he's giving you a warning. So it's like, okay, if I don't act on my warning, you know,
Right.
I look like a bitch. Let me go ahead and action, you know.
I feel that.
fair enough.
Saying all that to say, don't leave, bro. You are
Yeah. No,
very
I'm
much,
not.
we want you to come back, man. You know?
I
Just
just need to
saying.
get in the gym and workshop some stuff before I come back. I need to not rely on my grappling. I need to feel confident in my striking.
And
Feel that.
it's yeah, the growth is crazy. It's real, and it's cool hearing about the rematch because I just saw Naughty Nate had brought up in the comments too. Was asking Dad because he had a match with Crazy Legs once before as well, and he was asking how you felt going into this match, considering Crazy got the dub the original time, and how did you mentally prepare for that?
Honestly, I didn't know I was fighting him till that day. I was actually scheduled to fight somebody else, and then Fire Chicken wanted me to fight Crazy Legs in the rematch, and I was like, let's do it. And honestly, I was nervous. Crazy Legs hits hard, man. He's got hands. I don't care. He can box. And he got me good a couple times. Last time I fell into the cage. He beat me up in a dress. You know what I'm saying? He punched me all up in a dress. So I had to get that one back. I felt like, and so I got warmed up. I sparred with what's his freaking name, Short Temper. I sparred with him before, and Nate, and I got the work in before the fight, which I find is very helpful. Get a little bit of sparring in, get warm,
Yeah.
get those legs pumping, and then I felt like I had best match of my life just then.
Was the
Damn.
original match kickboxing as well?
No, they were both boxing.
Oh
Oh,
damn.
okay. 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 Nice.
He's got a killer hook, man. I know in sparring he's got me once or twice where I just drop my guard for a second. All of a sudden I just feel my head go
That
crack.
shit hurt.
I'm like, what? When'd you hit me?
It hurts. It
Real
definitely
quick,
hurts.
off
He's
topic.
got good
You brought it
hands.
up on. Oh yeah, it is. I'll just say real quick, off topic. I saw me and Samke brought it up on the show before. Hajime no Ippo, the boxing show on Netflix. I've been watching it. I will just say, 'cause we're talking about boxing, the way they kind of describe certain moves and the breakdown of footwork and certain things, I was like, holy okay. And I've been binging that like crazy. So if you guys ever want to check something out, it's actually worthwhile now. It's not just speculation. I'm verified. So
You seen the what's his name?
Oh,
Ricardo Lopez,
for what?
the, the Mexican boxer on Epo.
Oh,
He uses
I don't
that
think I got that far yet.
oh yeah, no, he just uses really good footwork, and I try to use it in real life.
Is he
She,
Cuban or Mexican in the show?
Yeah, he might be Cuban. He might be Cuban.
Hey, them Cubans, boy.
Right.
Them Cubans be getting it, bro. Dad, I wanted to ask you, what were uh, what were some of the biggest differences you noticed in the rematch with Crazy Legs versus the first match?
I definitely felt like my head movement was there. This time, my movement was last fight was, and I was reaching a lot in the last fight, and I needed to just fight my fight and stay in the pocket and work my jab. I just wasn't. I wasn't the level of fighter I am right now. I just wasn't at this level. Nate's taking me and my game to a whole new level. I feel like I could beat anybody.
That's what's up.
I'm like, no, don't lag out now. No. Dang.
Oh, damn.
We can still hear you though, right?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Right? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
All right.
Now, you might have to repeat some of that. Sorry.
It's got to be my stuff.
Okay, you might have to reset your Wi-Fi, maybe. Yeah, you're lagging hard. So I heard you say you studied some flow dubs, some of the footwork from the show and whatnot. I'm curious though, who are some of your influences for your fighting style too? Whether it's boxing, MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, could be in other countries. I mean, Boakwaf, he's a fucking deadly. I mean, you have any people that you kind of study?
Yeah, I like Dominic Cruz. I like Dominic Cruz. What's his name? Willie Pep. Willie Pep from like the
Old school.
80s.
Old school.
Amazing footwork. Uh, I don't be knowing their names. Like I have like all these tapes on my YouTube. They're Pernell Whitaker. I think those are the big three right there. Yeah. Dominic Cruz, Pernell Whitaker, and Willie Pep.
That's a good picks right there, man. Good picks.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask both of you guys. We could start with Dad, and then we'll follow with Flow Dub. Let's get the backstory on the fight names. Dad.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go first. All right. Yeah, like I had my first kid at 17, so all I really know how to do is be a dad. Like that's all I've ever done, work and be a dad. That's all I do. So it just fit, everybody at home calls me dad, even my wife, you know what I mean? All the time. And so it just fit for me.
Hell yeah.
That's
I like
real.
it. D.A.D straight to the point.
Right.
It's not an acronym though, right?
Yep. To the point. Well, it was originally an acronym, but Dad just ended up being like everybody just started calling me Dad at the scrapyard. So I just was like, it was supposed to be Dads Against
All right.
Douchebags, but
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. That could be the brand. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Flow Dub.
All right. So, my name was it was my rap name, and it was Flow
Whoa.
Dub. And then I had a song, and then I was like FLO. I was spelling my name out, and I said FLO Dub instead of saying W. And I was like, hold on, that sounds nice. And then I always wanted to use it for like a couple years. The song is old, and I didn't know what to use it for. And then I start getting into anime again, and then I start watching Dragon Ball Super and figuring out Ultra Instinct Goku, and I eventually looked it up, and it's something real called Mushin or flow state, and it's just calming your body, and then your body go. I can't really explain it right now, but it's like your body's just at its peak. You just relax, and then your body's at its peak, and it goes off of muscle memory, and it allows me to move the way that I move. I can't do that when I'm tense, or like I feel like that might have been a reason why I was off. And I use flow state a lot, and so I was like, all right, flow dub, that could be my fight name too.
Nice.
It fits. So when you're
Right.
fighting style, you flow. You know, you sit there and you're like, I saw that when
Right.
you whoop, bam. I'm like, he's flowing.
Like, I don't know if you've ever watched Dragon Ball Super or seen Ultra Instinct Goku, but
Of
like when
course.
they tell him to empty his mind, like that's literally what I have to do in the middle of fighting. Like I can't sit there and be like, oh, do this combo, do that combo. I literally just have to just zone out and fight.
It's like
So
this.
you're gonna have to go ahead, buddy.
I'll just say it's like a different confidence that you could see in the eyes when they get that level. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to drop some bars. You're not just gonna mention rapping and run
Yeah.
right past that.
Damn. Hold
You're gonna have to
on.
drop us some bars real quick.
My notepad in my phone. That's crazy. You gonna make me spit it off the
Come
top of the
on,
head.
man. This is what we here for.
All right, hold on.
Get
Will
into
we
the
get
flow state.
demonetized?
Nah.
Do I gotta keep it PG-13?
Nah.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. What was it? It go. Checking the wrist embedded with ice. The illest nigga invented descended from Jesus Christ. Thought I told you to give me the fucking mic before I snatch it from your ass and stab you quick with a knife. If I wanted, I cop it like fuck the price. I'll pull up on your block with no regard for my life. Like fuck a list, you done ready to die. I kill a couple of you niggas and drill a few of you guys. Sentimental instrumentals, alright, like a doc or a nurse. Get a box or a hearse. Fuck a nigga money up, then I kill him out of spite. Could have been a lot worse. Name dropped on a verse. She gon' hop on the dick and ride like a bike. Oh boy, I'm a jerk, slid in when it hurt. Bitch, I bit to be up, no I light work. I make a bitch square all night. Do I fear nigga? Not even a little bit. Ignore scintilla when in doubt. My pen's a than a windmiller beginning to tip in a suspense thriller. The kids got ridiculous wit. Nigga, look at the kids sick drip, syphilis and chinchillas. Know the arm strong like I'm riding with Ben Miller. I gotta flip a sack, give a rack to the rent dealer. Gotta see a psyche, cause shit has never been realer. And still avoid illiterate pick, ridiculous. This ocean so wide, amphibian in the bitch. Insidious, I resurrected Lazarus. I'm living hazardous. Pretty penny spent on the silly kicks. I'm an artist, no martial fire rhythm when I kick a nigga. You like Willie Vanilli when you like Willie Vanilli whenever you spit. Say you down to kill, but I really will fully wep, and I had to work for everything that I get.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. All
sir.
right. Hell yeah.
You gotta spit that when you're doing your drills and shit, when you're on the bag.
Right. I
Get,
be
get
listening
that
to my
extra
music.
cardio in. I was
Shit, that'd
fire.
be fucking dope. Right,
Like,
then you'll
like,
be fighting. You'll be making songs while you're beating people up too. Like hitting a bit of the
right. I be posting other people's music to all my Instagram reels and stuff. I need to be posting my own.
Yeah, man.
hell yeah.
Send me something.
Damn.
I'll do a little workout to it.
I got you.
Yep.
You gotta get wet. See, that's why you guys always gotta tune in on MMA Underground. We're glad you're here. You get to see these things first. You know, all sorts of different performances, having fun. You never know what you're gonna get every single time. And we get to see some Flow Dub. Oh yeah.
Oh
And
God.
see, now we gotta ask Dad. Do you have any secret talents we don't know about? You know, anything you do for fun outside of fighting or being a dad? Hey,
Nope. I just get punched. I just get punched. That's what I do.
that works out. That's perfect because you brought up earlier how you already had an amateur fight. You talked about even traveling. Are we talking about to the West Coast in the OG yard, Dirty South? You talking about collecting a belt for Scrapyard eventually? I mean, you might go to bare knuckle tryouts and go get a little payday. Or I mean, I'm kind of curious what you have in mind for the end goal.
No, I want to go. I want to go pro. So I figure I gotta, these top level fighters like Canelo and Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, they put in them amateur rounds, and I got to put them in too. And then we're gonna get there. We're gonna be a little older. I'm 32 now, but hey, I got a lot of tread left on these tires. We're gonna show them.
Right.
Hell yeah. And big man, bare knuckles, some of those dudes are 40 some 50 some knocking people out. Joe Diesel Riggs was coming out, whooping ass. Joey Beltran, he was
That's
like
what I'm saying.
46. Yeah, knocking dudes out still. Yeah, crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Flow Dub, could you see yourself trying to go pro in any style of fighting or
Oh yeah, definitely. I really want. I really want to not use street beefs, but I want to be a part of street beefs and get my experience up and get that. I don't know the word for it, but that shyness. I don't want to be scared when I get in the ring. You know what I mean? Like I can trust my skill, but I don't trust. I don't trust my chin. That's what I'm saying.
wow.
So I gotta get in there and I gotta get hit a little bit.
How much sparring are you doing when you're training for a fight?
The first Soldier of God fight, I probably did about 4 days of sparring and then a lot of at home training because I wasn't in the gym at the time. And then that Max Spartan fight, I was training every day for like a month, month and a half. As much sparring as I could possibly get. Jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing, as much as I could get everywhere. This last fight, I think I only sparred like once or twice directly after the Max Spartan fight. I haven't gotten any sparring for this last one. But usually, I really want to spar 6 days a week if I physically can.
Yeah, that usually helps with like the nerves. I mean, some people never lose the nerves, but typically sparring, getting those rounds in, the harder rounds. Not
Yeah.
saying that it should only be hard rounds, but hard rounds is where we separate the men from the boys. You know what I mean? Especially right before a fight. Um, so yeah.
And it's man, hard sparring, soft sparring, it's all lots of fun. I'm curious, what do you guys like to do? A little bit of mixture of both? Do you guys like to try to keep it like 70%, do more speed or
I really only like soft sparring unless you're preparing for a fight.
We go about 50, 60% on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Fridays, we get hard rounds in on Fridays every Friday.
How hard are your hard rounds, would you say?
Say 80%. Sometimes, it gets intense. Some guy gets tagged, and then it gets intense, and then we
Right.
hug it out at the end of the 5 minutes. But we go hard. People get dropped,
Yeah.
blood, you know what it is.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, man.
That's it. I feel like I need it. The nerves are like gone. I don't get nervous anymore. I'm just like, I'm ready to go when it's that time.
I feel
Facts.
like there's this boxing gym I went to before the first Soldier of God fight, and I did a lot of MMA before that gym. And I went to that gym, got hit in the face a few times, and realized I did not know how to box. And it took me a lot of hard sparring at that gym before I could even hit up Street Beefs and be confident and getting in the ring with another person trying to knock my head off.
it's crazy. It's like um and fighting, sparring, all sorts of other things. We all have suffered injuries like that. Would say sometimes blood gets drawn. And have either of you ever suffered a major injury or any sort of minor injury that kind of may I recuperate from for a little bit?
No, sir. None for
No,
me. A lot of tread left on these
I,
tires. I ain't never been hurt. I ain't never broke a bone. I ain't never. I'm ready to go. Always.
Damn.
I'd say just from Max Spartan. That's not even training, but from the fight from Max Spartan, he hurt my leg for a solid week.
Hmm.
Those are some good kicks on your front leg. He was tagging it. I was like, dang, he's trying to chop him down.
Yeah. I was underestimating him a little bit, and then his part. I don't know who they were. They were his coaches, but they're like, he's hurt. Look, he can't stand on his leg. He's scared. And I'm not gonna lie, like it messed with me a little bit. And I was like, I need to show him I'm not scared. I need to go in. And then I was so focused on the leg kicks. And then he would like flash his hands a little bit. That I'd be like, oh yeah, I gotta focus up here too. And then he just smashed the leg kick, and then it would just go straight through my defenses every time. He was really good with that.
So with that first fight, that was a kickboxing, correct?
With Max or Soldier
Yeah,
God.
with Max.
Yeah.
And then we followed up with an MMA match. Uh, what do you prefer? What is your preference?
MMA. I don't
MMA.
I don't feel like not like I don't know. I feel like just the rules of MMA are a little bit. more realistic to me. Like I feel like it's more what would happen if you 1v1 someone on the street.
That's good point.
Because a lot of people bring up that, oh, you can't do this or that in a street fight because uh, an attacker or they might have a weapon. I'm not saying everyone's experience is going to be different or they should go out street fighting. But I was very dumb as a kid, and I got into lots and lots and lots of street fights, and I didn't get jumped not one singular time. I didn't get a weapon. Okay, I got a weapon put on me once, but that was my fault. But other than that, you can get into some solid 1v1s, and yeah, I feel like you should be prepared for that because anything can happen.
Yeah.
Right? It's always not like you're doing some street boxing and all of a sudden you go against. I remember the first time I fought this Asian dude, and that was the first time I really got kicked. And I was just like, hold on, what? You could what? That's not hold on. Yeah.
Right.
um, I was gonna ask you, Dad, when you fought I think the gentleman's name was Nightmare, you ended up getting a sweet TKO. I was gonna say, do you feel like you want to try to end all your fights with a nice good TKO now? You want to try to make a statement now that your skills are out there? You want to put a stamp on your name, get your name put on the wall
Yeah.
over at the scrapyard?
Yeah, when I first started fighting, I was 155, and then I went up to like 190. But now
Wow.
I'm strong. I'm putting on this extra muscle. We're 170 pounds. We're cutting in shape. The muscle's there. The speed is there. A knockout's coming. Who's gonna get it? That's the question. Who's gonna get it?
Dang,
What
I thought you were 150. Oh.
Yeah, I fought
what's your target weight?
I fought Illuminate the State at 155. I want to fight
Oh,
170,
yeah.
but be
170.
healthy,
Okay.
healthy and hungry.
Yeah, I like it.
And
Yes,
Flow
sir.
Dub, you fight at 150, 60, 150 or lighter?
175, 185.
Nice. And I was gonna say, so when you fought Max Spartan, that was he one of the shortest opponents that you've ever fought?
Yeah, yeah, by a long shot.
Was that kind of like did that throw you off? 'Cause like you said, I know you said you have good inside fight game and you do, but it did kind of like take you back for a minute before the fight. Like, oh, okay, hold on a minute.
And he was so friendly, and that's a big thing with me. Is it's so hard to turn on that kill switch. Like I have to go in there and knock you out. Like I always go in there, and then I'm real friendly with the dudes before, and then I go in there and I'm across the ring, and I'm just thinking about defending. I'm not thinking about ending the match or anything.
Yeah, you're like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I
Until
can't.
we
I
start
can't.
fighting, though. Until we start fighting, then it's different.
I'll talk to you after the fight, sir.
Right.
I had one guy. He came and tried to do that, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you over here?"
Go to your corner.
Yeah, like stop being nice. Uh, but I get it. I get it. That can be a mental
The
walk.
fight.
OG, what up, man?
Darkness in the
Champ.
house.
Oh, where he at?
That's
Oh,
darkness right there.
I was saying, Dad, if you try to go for the belt, I think
Oh, yeah.
Ogun's at 170. Uh-oh. That means you're gonna have to
Who?
fight Ogun?
Does he want to get it? Hey, if he wants it, he can get it.
Who's the
I
170 champion?
like it. Oh,
Malik
we're
Ogun.
at the
Malik
grab
Ogun.
your.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody. Whoever wants it can get it. Come see me.
Hell yeah. And I was gonna say, with being a good pool of fighters and everything else, Flo Dub, did you have anybody you might find as a good opponent next, or that you might possibly see yourself going against in the your weight class?
I can't find. I don't know how to search for MMA fighters in my class, and I don't know which ones are on the West Coast. And I don't think I'd be able to go to Nevada anytime soon. And I know that's where a lot of them are at.
Mm.
So I'm
You
just
just go to
waiting
the
till an
channel.
MMA fight. Huh?
Just go to the channel and just start scrolling.
Yeah.
And then You know which ones are AZ because it's the hot box. So you just go scrolling through the hot box fights.
That's what I'm about to do.
Yeah, but I'm trying to see if they got who they got for you in the MMA 175, 185.
Like King Kai's like 170, but Drano Doctor's like a little heavier, like 185, I think. I'm slipping my
That
mind right now. I'm thinking of like lighter
that's
and
your
heavier.
yard, buddy. That's your
I
yard.
know. Yeah, a
uh,
couple people mind, a couple people mind. Nah, so I was gonna ask you guys, what are your thoughts? Obviously, we fight with gloves, we fight with everything else. We brought up BKFC earlier, but what are your thoughts on fights actually without gloves, like the Masvidal League, where it's a full no gloves MMA? Because like you were talking about, real life practicality in these fights. I mean, is that something you would consider, or do you prefer to keep it a little more professional with the gloves on? You know, that way, maybe try to minimize some brain damage and scarring.
Yeah, only because of the damage it would cause.
I mean, I just like boxing. It's a chess game. I like chess. But I come from a wrestling background. I wrestled all 4 years in high school. Been in
wow,
plenty of street fights. I'm comfortable wherever it is. I'm ready.
nice.
I've been training some jujitsu and kickboxing too, so we're getting into that. Starting to push towards MMA a little bit with the wrestling background, and the hands are getting to be there. So it's a natural transition, I feel like.
So we
That's
might
a
see
really
you doing MMA in the scrapyard.
You might see that happen.
Okay, okay.
nice. That's a
Woo!
really good transition though, because I feel like I mean just any grappling sport's really good for longevity because you can do it when you're like 60, 70 at like full power still.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
Now, see, there's this one little part of the show where I have to be the bearer of bad news because I always have to say we can't keep you guys all night. So unfortunately, I have to ask Sam K if you have any final questions for our guests before we have to, kind of start to wrap the show up.
Yeah, man. Can you guys, both of you guys, give just one thing that you like some of the people in the community to know about yourself? One thing that you know you could say about yourself that people don't know.
You want to go first, Flow Dub?
Um, I don't really know besides like just a just a young person trying to make it in the scrapyard. I have a I have a channel and I post a lot of training stuff on there if anyone wants to peep it.
Yeah, go ahead and give us all your plugins and social medias. That'd be perfect.
Got you. My Instagram is I think it's X Flow State MMA X. I think that's the oh yeah, my YouTube is Flow Senpai. Those are my two that I really post on.
What about the music? Can we find the music somewhere?
The music is gonna be on my YouTube right now because I don't post too much of it, but I can start mastering the stuff that I have recorded, and then I can start posting it within like the next week or two, and it will be on my YouTube.
Dope, dope.
I'm gonna check it out.
I can send you some rough tracks though, so I'm okay.
Absolutely, absolutely, brother.
Got you.
And Dad, one thing you could
Yeah.
let the viewers know about yourself.
If there's one thing I wanted to let them know is that I really be out here grinding. You know what I mean? I got a full-time job. I got the kids, obviously. I got a Shopify store, dadshouse.or.com. You can check that out. I'm selling on Shopify. I'm at the gym 3 times a week. I'm always grinding. You can catch me at Dad31 on Instagram. I also make music myself. You know what I'm saying? It ain't rapping
Okay.
to that level, but you can check out my song Money Man on Spotify. It's D.A.D. It's Dad. That's the name. It's always going to be the game. You know what I'm saying? You can check that song out on Spotify too. Yeah, I'm always out here grinding. I'm putting in that work. We ain't getting much. We living in the apartment. We ain't getting much out here, but we're going to keep grinding until we get something. And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I love it.
Hell yeah. I'll just say, you said what was, oh no, you didn't have an Instagram. It was the D.A.D.
Yeah, Instagram. It's D.A.D_31.
Okay. Sweet. No, man. Thank you both so much. I mean, I truly appreciate you guys for coming on the show. I had a fun time too, and I'm excited I got to talk to you both, man. It's different when I'm watching the fights and I actually get to interact with the fighters and we get to hang out. Especially I don't get to go to Scrapyard as much.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
And then we got two bomb-ass fights that are about to come out. Both of these guys got two bangers about to come out, so we can't wait.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Expect more grappling bangers in the future. I
Let's
really
go.
developed my grappling for MMA. I got something for you on next fight.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, we appreciate y'all,
All right.
man. Y'all have a great night.
Y'all too.
Heck yeah.
Peace out.
Dang. Too much
Great
fun
stuff.
as always.
Great show as always.
Like, I'll just show this real quick before, but we're not ending quite yet. It's not quite the end of the show, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, that's the new shirt right there. I like it.
Heck yeah. So don't go anywhere, you guys.
So I got to ask you, because I always everything I do with the podcast comes from a place of sports, right? My brain always works in sports. So with an artist, isn't it almost like, sure, my first contract was shit, but I'm playing for my second contract. I'm playing for to get that generational wealth, because that first contract, you're new, they got you, they can give you whatever they want, plus you're learning the game.
I'm not mad at anybody that feels that way. I feel like a lot of, not even just artists, I think with a lot of shit, your first deal, your first whatever the hell it is, be the shittiest one, because you're still learning the situation, you're still learning the game. Once you learn more, that second one, you're gonna make sure it works for you. It may feel like it may look like it's a little less than the first contract, but it works out better for you than that first contract did.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yang.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
We start off at the Scrapyard. So I have Dylan. This was a fun fight to watch because he put up a good fight. He's very fast, and you can tell he's putting it all out there. He was breathing heavy and everything else. The one thing I saw was he had a few telltale signs, which with some practice and some training and a good gym, like we brought up earlier, that technique will take him to the next level and skyrocketing. So I need to see him back. Keep training hard. Give me some more fights, Dylan. Yeah. From the West Coast. Natsu. Man, this was a fun fight. It was kickboxing, I believe, but when he came out, he had that straight Muay Thai stance. Instantly, I was like, oh, this is going to be a banger. He was calm. He looked at his openings, and he unloaded at the proper timing, which was really fun to watch. Because of that, I saw the experience he had, and I need to see some more, please. You know we love a good fighter out here. Let's go, Natsu. From the OG yard, Zay Money. Now, this was a fun one because earlier we brought up about how Flo Dub had a difference in height with his fights. Zay Money got on here because he was 5'3", and he fought somebody that was like 6 foot or something like that. And you could see the difference. This man shows what happens when you weather a storm and you have a heart like a lion, what you could really do and achieve. Because he ate some shots trying to go for a single leg, double leg, and the other gentleman used his distance. And Zay Money did not give up. And because of that, he was able to utilize the skills he had through perseverance. So please, let me see some more. I like the grit you showed. And last one, Dirty South, the Cuban assassin. Man, this guy was killer. He not only was strong, but he was a bit of a counterpuncher. He had good timing. And because he was such a good counterpuncher, you can really see how the match works its way in his favor, to say the least. So those are my 4 fighters to watch.
Some great picks, man. As always.
Almost.
Fire. Yeah, Somcan the Fire 5. Let's start things off at the OG yard. You see it. This is USA Gorilla versus Action J. And as the title suggests, this fight came way of call out. Yes, we had a call out, and this fight was made. Somebody said this was Big Dread versus Lil Dread. uh, this was a fast paced one round of action. You see the timestamp, 4 minutes and 24 seconds. We had a lot of bombs thrown in between that round. We had a great exchange between these two and very little regard for defense. But as we say, every single episode, cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. Not only is cardio key, but pacing is key. Pacing is key. Nonetheless, we had a great bout. Streetbeefs OG Yard USA, the Gorilla versus Action J. Firefight. Moving along to Streetbeefs Scrapyard, Beefcake versus Chango. This was an excellent match. The 40 plus boxing masters division right here. And these guys truly showcase that age is not a limit whatsoever. These men came out aggressively, nonstop exchanges, power puncher versus volume puncher. So we had a great mix of styles. This was a very entertaining bout. The heart and determination was on full display by both of these men. You see the grit, you see the skills, and it made for a great match. Street Beef Scrapyard, Beefcake versus Chango. Yeah, you see it. Taking you to Street Beef's West Coast. You see it. Grizzly versus Kong. This is heavyweight big boy action right here. Boxing. These guys both throwing atomic bombs. Both of these guys are heavy hitters with KO power. And both of these guys are fairly new, making a name for themselves. And this was a great matchup. You see the timestamp. It was a lot of action in a short amount of time. And we got a shocking finish. Street Beefs West Coast, Grizzly versus Kong firefight. Taking you back to Street Beefs OG Yard. This has got to be the fieriest firefight of the night. Hibbs versus Sneaky Sander. Man, this was a banger right here. This is an MMA match, and this is Sneaky Sander's third fight of the day. That's right, third fight of the day. This was an amazing bout. We had sharp, calculated strikes mixed with decent grappling. We had some solid competitive exchanges between these two. They went all 3 rounds, and much respect and sportsmanship was shown between these two. And man, what more can you say? Firefight. Street Beefs, OG Yard, Hibbs versus Sneaky Sander. And we're going to end things tonight at Street Beefs West Coast. You see it. We at the Hot Box. This is Lee versus Picasso boxing match. And man, these guys put on a great display of boxing. This was a solid competitive matchup right here. Both of the men finding range, finding their footing, and pacing themselves and working off the jab, working off the counters. And I hope that both men make a return. Great fight right here. Firefight. Street Beefs West Coast, Lee versus Picasso, Somcan the Fire 5.
Fire. It's the fan keeps messing with my ladder with Firefight right there.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fire picks as always. I haven't seen that one that you says the fire's fight of the night, so now I know I have to.
Yeah, man, that's I believe that fight was from last year. But yeah, it's definitely a hidden gem. Sneaky Sanders, he's man, that one fight made me a fan. So definitely go check him out. Hibbs versus Sneaky Sanders. Check out all 5 fights. You know what I mean? They're all fire. And you know, for those who are watching, if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe. what are you doing? Hit the like, hit the subscribe.
Right. So and even though we always have fun, man, is it about that time?
It's about that time, man. It was a great show as always. I want to thank you, Buddy V, greatest co-host. I want to thank Jay, killing it, producer of the year. And I want to thank our guest tonight. Very much appreciated, Dad. It was great having you. And Flo Dub, we appreciate you as well, bro. And it's great to know that you're coming back. You know, we haven't lost you. So we appreciate you guys and your time. For the people watching out there, we appreciate you and your time watching us live, watching this on replay. The people in the comment section, we appreciate you. You guys go check out our guest fights. Flo Dub and Dad, they both have fights out. And yeah, I want to give a shout out to OG Yard, Scrapyard, West Coast, and Dirty South. We do this for y'all. And, you know, I ain't really with the social media. If you're trying to check for me, I'm here. Same time, same place every week. And shout out to Heart in the Fight. Shout out to Overtime Hustling Magazine. And shout out to zwellworld.com. You see it. You see it. That's where you can find all your Zwell merch. And that's also where you can find the Sam K Cardio is Key. That's right. That's right. That's where you can find your Cardio is Key shirt. Unfortunately, you cannot get this hat here because this is an exclusive. Very unfortunate. So I'm gonna just show that off real quick, you know, flex on y'all real quick. But anyway, great show as always. Thank y'all.
Heck yeah, you know, shout out to Zuba World. Woo, 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 woo. And as Sam K says, cardio is key. You saw the shirt. And when we end the show, we end it in Jay's famous words. And if you ever want to just get a little some, you know where you found it here first.
Yep.
And yeah, we did blue and white because some of Jay's favorite colors. So we know we're probably gonna keep it at that. So hey, you never know. Let me know what you think of the website because MMA Underground has its own page, its own everything. Just let me know what you think of it. Just go check it out. Don't even buy anything if you don't want to. Just go check it out. Let me know what you think. Same with the Facebook page. Same. Go support it. And I have a great time. I want to be able to do this without you, Sam K. We kill it every Tuesday. Jay, we keep you on your toes, and you're always ready. So heck yeah. And like I said, we ended in your famous words as always with one world, one love,